after a video of Boebert making an anti-Muslim comment to a crowd of supporters went viral. In the video, which we will not play, Boebert suggests Congresswoman Omar was mistaken for a terrorist by Capitol Security. Omar is a Muslim and wears a hijab. Omar responded to the video on Twitter, writing in part, "Sad she thinks bigotry gets her clout. Anti-Muslim bigotry isn't funny and shouldn't be normalized. Congress can't be a place where hateful and dangerous Muslim tropes get no condemnation." Omar is calling on House leadership to address the incident, saying normalizing this bigotry not only endangers my life, but the lives of all Muslims. Boebert tweeted an apology the following day. Quote, "I apologize to anyone in the Muslim community I offended with my comment about Congresswoman Omar." In a statement, Republican House Leader Kevin McCarthy wrote he has spoken with Boebert and is facilitating a meeting between her and Omar. Meanwhile, Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted that Omar was undeserving of an apology, writing in part, quote, "Never apologize to Islamic terrorist sympathizers, communists, or those who fund murder with our tax dollars."
So
well, that's a double down.
Well, so it seems that Republican extremists now have control. They've effectively taken control of Republican leader Kevin McCarthy. He hasn't condemned Boebert's bigoted comments. And I will say here, for myself, right here, I'm glad she apologized. I'm glad that Steny Hoyer, from what I understand, took a call and is trying to facilitate a meeting between the two. I understand how heinous this statement is. We hope, though, at some point, this sort of hate speech will be isolated, and members of the House, Republicans and Democrats, can debate on the issues. My God, there's enough to debate on. Huge differences between what Republicans believe and what Democrats believe in the House of Representatives. And that provides more than enough fodder to debate about. You don't have to be bigoted and bring in somebody's religious faith. McCarthy, though, he seems to be actually strategizing with extremist Marjorie Taylor Greene. In a podcast aired Thursday, she said the Republican leader doesn't have the full support or votes to become Speaker if Republicans win the House. But in the very next day, she tweeted, "I just got a good call with the GOP leader. He spent time talking about solving problems, not only in the conference, but for our country. I like what he has planned ahead." To that, Adam Kinzinger replied, quote, "Here's the real strength when Kevin McCarthy has to call a freshman begging for permission to stay in power. What has Kevin promised? The people deserve to know." So Jonathan Lemire, I do wonder, at what point do rational members of Kevin McCarthy's caucus go to him and say, wait a second, you're actually crawling on your hands and knees and begging for the support of one member who is actually supporting bigoted remarks? If you keep doing that, you're not going to get our support. At what point does Kevin stop listening to the extremists? And I'm just wondering, the people that are funding his push to be majority leader, are they proud of the fact that they're funding somebody that supports anti-Muslim remarks, that they're supporting somebody that is desperate to get the support of people who've made anti-Semitic remarks? I mean, how desperate are these people to be lined up behind a member of the House who is so desperate to be Speaker of the House that he's willing to embrace politically the most bigoted members I can ever remember being in the House of Representatives? How desperate is poor Kevin?